Okay, today we're looking at what I call died by suicide. And we start with the song, Oh, bum Jesus, how could you find me? I'm in Yanaka, wolf and Gabedefo. Idolo and me, Edicafo. Oh, bum Yanami, see how could you find me? Just say it for God's intervention. Of course, we live in a world where mental and emotional issues are becoming huge. In fact, if you look at the title itself, people have, particularly in journalism practice, people have stopped criminalizing suicide. So instead of saying someone committed suicide, in fact, the preferred term now is, that they died by suicide, because I think people are seeing that it's more of, a cry for help than, if you look at some of the Nigerian memes, trying to save you from suicide so that you can stay here also and be part of, what it is that we are facing. You can't escape by suicide. But on a very serious note, these are very serious issues. And some of it is actually compounded by traditional media with the focus on the negatives. If you look at, for instance, government, they will not report if government is building hospital or infrastructure. The media will not really focus on that. They want to find out, how many people got kickbacks from that award of contract for that particular infrastructure. The reasoning being that, I mean, you can't praise a fish for swimming. That's what a fish is supposed to do. So usually there's a lot more, and of course that's also part of what the consuming public wants. They want those kinds of negatives. They want threats on political leaders, what it is that they are up to in their private lives, who is benefiting from the particular contract and all of that. And so what you then find is that we have a lot of negativity, not just in traditional media. This is also has moved on to social and new media, where you have conspiracy theories. Some of the things that even the traditional media will not touch. Social and digital media would gladly embrace it, so much so that you have a lot of administrators that now impose sanctions for content that is too graphic and explicit. Because this can actually contribute to emotional issues. Personally, for me, back in the day in secondary school, when I had witnessed a fight, somebody broke a bottle, stabbed the other person, and the thing was playing over and over in my mind. I realized that I'm not the kind of person that likes violence, because it seems to come back to replay in my mind, and it can actually uh, give me a lot of emotional issues, so I avoid it. So one has to just make up their mind what it is that can be a trigger. For those of you that are watching the trial of Chauvin, the cop that is being charged for killing George Floyd. Personally, for me, just watching that video is troubling. I didn't even watch it to the end. I know there are people that watch it and they don't have any problems. And just for everyone to make up their mind what it is that can become an issue for you. Because if you look at Proverbs 4:23, keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it springs the issues of life. So I know we are different. So if you know something is going to be problematic from an emotional and mental point of view, just avoid it. And that's why you see corroborated in Matthew 15, verse 19. Even the Lord himself saying, for out of the heart comes evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, false testimony, and slander. So you want to guard your heart so that the kinds of things that would then be a trigger for emotional health, you want to avoid them. But these things do happen. I mean, if you look at in the case of Eli, God had pronounced judgment against Eli, but Eli didn't die immediately. It was when he heard the news of the ark being captured in battle. And we take the story from 1 Samuel chapter 4 from verse 18. Then it happened when he made mention of the ark of God that Eli fell off the seat backward by the side of the gate and his neck was broken. So he died because they heard that the ark of God had been captured in battle. And even if you look at his daughter-in-law, Phineas' wife, she was with child and she died during childbirth. Because when she heard that the ark had been captured, the father-in-law was dead, the husband was dead, a labor pains came upon her, verse 19. And about the time of her death, the woman who stood by her said to her, do not fear, for you have born a son. But she did not answer, nor did she regard it. So that's why we said if you have triggers that can cause problems, try to avoid them. Because we have human agency. If you look at in the case of David, he was very concerned. His son had organized a palace coup against him, and his army had executed his son, even though he had begged them to bring him back safe. And when he heard the news, he was very upset, and he wept. Oh, my son, Absalom. 2 Samuel 18:33. My son, Absalom. If only I had died in your place, oh Absalom, my son, my son. And to bring out the agency part, because when the army came, the army commander came and told him, so you are so concerned about your son that even if the rest of us had died, it wouldn't have mattered to you. And he told him, now therefore arise and go and speak comfort to your servant. For I swear by the Lord, if you do not go out, no one will stay with you this night, and that will be worse for you than all the people that have befallen you from your youth until now. Then the king arose and sat in the gate, and he told all the people, saying, there is a king sitting in the gate. So all the people came before the king. So we do have agency. We can break out of it. We don't have to be enveloped by gloom and depression, like in the case of David, who was upset. But when he was told that, look, if you don't do this particular thing, he snapped out of it and went on living his life. So even we've been exposed, maybe inadvertently, to content that will be troubling, we pray about it and we move on with our lives. We don't want to be the kind of person that is bogged down by emotional and mental issues. God has given us all things that pertain to life and to godliness.